So this is a video of me showing off some of the maps I made for Portal 2. They're not real tests, they don't have a start or finish, it's just kind of like a tech demo, me showing off what I can do. Also kind of practicing, because I'm not exactly the best, but I'm not the worst. So these were made not in the community test chambers, where you can go to make your own test chambers in this easy to use interface, but I was using the Source Development Kit, which is the same thing, I believe, I heard somewhere. It's the same tools that Valve used to make Portal 2. It's their map making tool for stuff. So I used that, and I made a couple of pretty cool things. So I'm going to do it in chronological order. I believe first I did Impossible Hallway, so I'm going to load up that map. It's an example of impossible geometry. I made one more of these, and I like doing these. These are fun because they just show off this really cool illusion. So you have this little room with a and I just gave myself a portal gun for giggles. So you have this little room with a pillar in the middle, but then when you do a little more exploring, you find out that it's not that. It's a hallway. But it's a room. But it's a hallway. That's I don't understand. That's impossible. It's cool. So you can see here, it is the same. It's just this is taking off like a mile that you have to walk. Yeah, I like playing with this. It's cool. You can see the portal's over there. Now it's right here. It's neat. Anyway, next one, I believe, what was the next one? Panel test or something? Panel test. And this was just me testing, making panels animate, because you can do some pretty cool stuff with panels. So this is my little room. It has a little science music in the background. It has spotlights. I took out all the stops for this one. So you push the button, and you have all the panels doing all sorts of stuff. And it's flush with the wall. It's just that right here, this panel, right here, it sticks out like a half of an atom. Like, it sticks out like just a teeny amount, but it bothers me so much. Like, these 6 squares here and these squares across the bottom, 2 different walls that I synced up. And look at that, they are completely flush. If I didn't tell you just now that they were 2 different walls, you would have never guessed. But here, this is like, this one panel is out of sync, and according to the editor, they are perfectly synced up with, or this panel is perfectly synced up with everything else, perfectly in flush, but it's not, and it bothers me, but there's nothing I can do about it, except never point it out, which I just did, so you're welcome. Oh, this is just so cool. Okay, so the next room has a bit of a problem, and I have no idea what's causing it, and I can't fix it. So I'm going to go to room TS, room transform. I don't know what the S stands for. I forget what it does. I just made this like the other day too. So, whoops, I started in the wrong place. Well, here, I'll show you in the development kit here. So this is my first map using triggers, and oh, triggers are cool. So let me open it up. Now here's what happened. Originally, I'm going to use the camera tool here. You're supposed to start right there. So you spawn in, and I like the normal thing better. You spawn in, you're looking this way, and in front of you, you just see the room. You don't see this purple stuff, you don't see the trigger thing, that's just for the editor. You just see the room and nothing else. And these 2 panels look darker than they really are in the game. It's all flush. So you walk up and you go into this trigger, and these 4 squares go up and they reveal a staircase, kinda. And these 4 panels go back because you entered the trigger, and the trigger is programmed when you're inside of it to open these up. Then you go through here, it's like a doorway. You go through here, and you exit these trigger. You exit the trigger, and this stuff closes back up again, and even back here, this goes back down to where it was. And good and dandy. And now you have this array, which this whole thing is like a million different triggers, and each one surrounds the panel and the panel next to it, or the panel, you know, the 9 panels surrounding, and there's like a million of them. So I made one, and then I copied it and pasted it and had 2. Then I copied and pasted those and had 4. And then I went in and I tested it. Everything seemed fine. It was working as intended. And so I pasted all the 4 here, and then 4 more here, and then all the way across. And you ended up with this, and like 50 million triggers. But the problem is now, when you spawn in here, and I'm going to take my guy, and I'm going to move him back where he was originally. Or her, because you're playing as Chell, but it looks like Jamie Heidemann, so I call it he. And I'm going to recompile the map. And I'm going to reload the map. So here you go, you start and there's the room, and you can walk past the trigger, and look, nothing happens. The trigger isn't working. I checked all the things. Everything's programmed to do exactly what it's supposed to, or exactly what I wanted to. When you enter the trigger, on start touch, which means when you enter the trigger, it triggers the series of events that makes this staircase go up, and it opens the door panels. And then when you leave the trigger, it does the opposite. And it's like, it's not working, and I cannot figure out what it is. Flags, it's flagged so that it triggers when I enter it. There's nothing different. It's not disabled when it starts. I am absolutely clueless, and it just pisses me off so much. I'm 90% sure that it's because of all these triggers, and if I made this room smaller, it might work. But I mean, I've seen people do this online, and it works fine. So there's got to be something I can do to fix this, but I don't know what. So anyway, yeah. So that's that. Oh yeah, there was another one. I gotta look at my saves and see what it is. Portal door? No. TARDIS effect. That's what it is. It's another impossible room. So, this is it. You have your little box in the middle of the room, and then you go through the box, and now you have the opposite. I don't like how this texture turned out, but you know, what are you gonna do? Yeah, this kind of feels a little sloppy, but this is just, you know, just to entertain me. I was bored, so you know, what are you gonna do? Yeah. Next, I'm going to be making a test. That's the next thing I want to do, is actually make a proper test. So we'll see how that turns out. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's it. I was doing the portal door thing. I don't think I even have that. I don't think I even have that compiled. Yeah, no, I don't. But yeah, my favorite so far would have to be the room transform. I just wish it worked. You know. That kind of pisses me off. Wait, why is this white? Isn't this normally black? No? Oh, well. Anyway, thanks for watching.